College basketball game. Unbelievable environment. I was just told by media relations that it was the 10th highest student turnout ever here. Ever. It was awesome. I thought the crowd was a major, major factor late. We should get in our seats a little earlier so it could be a little energetic for the.
We rolled in at like 7:30 and they were lined up all the way back to King Street. They said that there was like issues getting them in.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So just say shut up, Kelsey. Like, just stay in your lane. Sorry, but I thought the atmosphere was awesome. That team that we played tonight has championship pedigree, championship DNA. It's an NCAA tournament team from last year. One of the best players in Atlantic 10 back. He's a handful to guard. You know, I've known Chris forever and ever and ever because I was at Xavier for a long time. Even at Wake, we used to play them every year. He's a terrific coach. They run great stuff. And you just knew they were going to make the run. That's what championship teams do. And I think when our lead dissipated, I never felt like our guys got tight. I never felt like, you know, their pressure got to us. They made great shots. And you know what? I have to watch the tape, but I really feel like we had great shots during that run. We had like 3 or 4 wide open threes, missed a couple layups, and they were making them. So just our guys' response when the lead completely went away, we went down by 1, and we were sitting in the huddle in that last, we call them 4-minute wars, so the game's broken down into 10 4-minute segments. And we just reset the score at every war 0-0. And I said, what's the score? And they said 0-0. And responded. Jalen Scott responded. I mean, he had a couple really tough plays, missed some free throws, missed a couple defensive assignments, and then steps up, makes that humongous 3, gets an and one, makes free throws, and then he was a beast on the defensive end down the stretch. Him and Ryan Larson guarding the ball on number 3 and number 1. Whew. Babacar Faye, double-double. That offensive rebound that he got was huge. That was a huge play. Obviously, Rain Smith shot it out of his mind. He's one of the best shooters in the country. I think he tied a record for threes in a game. Just a great team effort, showed a lot of resiliency. It was a great atmosphere. It was fun.
Were you a little worried after the Carolina game that the confidence was kind of lost? You guys had a lead for 30 minutes or whatever it was, and it fell away. The confidence was lost going into another kind of major team, or were you not worried about it?
I didn't think of that. I really didn't. I mean, it never crossed my mind. I thought, if anything, I was worrying about him being too confident. We went in and gave the number 1 team in the country all they can handle. It wasn't a 16-point game. I don't care what you say. I mean, it was a 16-point game, but it's not what it was. So, if anything, I was worried about that a little bit. But our guys got a confidence and a belief in what they are, who they are, and how good that we could be. And it's a veteran team that's very mature. And the next day they come back to work, and we'll do the same thing tomorrow, right? I mean, we got to rest, we got to recover, we got to have a good mental day and a good film day tomorrow to get ready for another high-level college basketball program. Davidson Wildcats coming in here, Brendan's, known him for a long time. Just chip off the old block, phenomenal coach. He's going to do unbelievable things at Davidson. They're so well schooled. They're so hard to guard. We got to be on it. We got to be on it defensively and offensively. But tomorrow's going to be about recovering, preparing for those guys, watching film, and then the Classic. Classic's going to be awesome. It's one of the best, I think, college basketball November tournaments out there. King Street's going to be buzzing. All these alums and people from all these different schools. It's going to be awesome for our city. TD Arena, the 6 is what I call it. The 6 is going to be rocking too. It's going to be fun.
Rain was talking about something. I asked him about the team chemistry, how they didn't, and you just alluded to it. They didn't fall apart, blow a 20-point lead. He talked just a lot about the locker room, and I asked him if things are kind of a slightly different vibe this year with the team. It seems the eye test with you, there's something slightly. I know you got some new dudes on the roster, right? But it just seems like it's different because a lot of guys will start pointing fingers and will fall apart. You don't blow a 20-point lead at home and then hang in there like that. That's resiliency, right?
Yeah, I mean, I loved every second of coaching that team last year, just like I savor every second of coaching these guys this year. What's cool about your career as you go on year in, year out, it's never the same. I tell those guys, this moment of time, this group of guys will never be together again. It's counting your blessings. It's savoring the fact that that this makeup of this team is who we have right now. But to compare them to last year's team or next year's team or this team's, I don't know. But I know tonight we did show resiliency. We didn't fold. We didn't blink, and we responded. So it was great to see.
I'll be Kevin obvious with this one. How when Rain is hitting threes like that, how does that open it up for everybody?
Jeez.
With the lanes, guys driving.
Yeah, you just can't you can't leave him, and his trigger is so fast, and just being out on the floor attracts attention and opens up the floor for other people. Obviously, yeah.
We talked a lot about the scoring, but can you kind of talk about defensively what y'all did that you really liked?
Yeah, I mean, especially down the stretch, we had to get stops, and I think I do think about that possession at the end. Babacar got the deflection and the steal, but like 3 or 4 times, number 1 Nelson and the kid number 3, who are both terrific offensive players, were testing our guys, driving, and to see our guys bow their neck, grit their teeth, and get a huge stop in a big moment was awesome to see. I'm a defensive guy, and we always talk about our pace and the points we score and all this stuff. I like to think that I'm a defensive guy, so when you see a possession like that, man, it fires you up.
Yeah, talk about that sequence with Jalen at the end. I know you touched on it earlier, but makes the driving layup, hits the free throw, and then stops Burton.
Huge, and it was after him doing some things, missed 2 free throws back-to-back in a big moment, had a couple defensive lapses, but, man, just how he responded was huge. I mean, that was a big 3. You know what? Against Chattanooga the other day, he hit a big 3. And that's in the back of his bubblegum card. He's not known as, great three-point shooter, but 2 big games in a row at home, big moments, stepped up, knocked down huge shots. It was awesome to see.
Cool.